Hello everyone. Hi, how are you? Can you see me and hear me, everyone? Good to see you. Okay, so now today is the 8th of June and this is on Sunday. So I'm here to do the Sunday's weekly forecast. Welcome everyone for today's live stream. So I cover Forex and gold and also US index and Bitcoin, and also I cover Nifty 50 also, Nifty chart. Okay, so let me start by saying hi to everyone today. Okay, Ichimoku Trader, good to see you. Thank you very much for joining. Ichimoku Trader, I didn't see your email. Yeah, I still don't receive it. I checked all the emails, replying all the emails, but I haven't seen your email. So make sure you are using the form, or you are emailing to the right email address. Let me put that down here just in case. Okay, I just typed my email address here on the chat. So whoever wants to reach me, please use this email address. Let me pin this one. Oh, seems like I cannot in the live stream. But anyways, good to see you. And Philip, good to see you. Thanks for joining as well. And Frederico, good to see you too. Thanks for joining. Trading Psychology, good to see you too. Thanks so much. Okay, and Elio, good to see you too. Thank you very much for joining. Stay gold. Thanks so much. CSM, good to see you too. Thanks for joining. BS, good to see you. And Hinata, good to see you. And everyone, thank you very much for joining today's live stream. So now let me switch the screen to TradingView and do some analysis. Okay, so let me cover Euro USD first. First, let me unflag all the symbols. And I do this weekly time frame since this is weekend. It's always important to see how weekly candlestick closed on over Sunday so that you get the bigger picture of what to do next. So first, Euro USD, which I would like to cover, and this one has been resisted by the previous resistance level, 1.1452 level, and still my target is up here to 1.5573 or 74, but it's the resistance is quite strong. In the weekly time frame, I see the Senko span A is up, and Kijun Sen is also up, and the Chikou span above the candles. So that means buyers are dominant over sellers, especially after this Doji reverse, which I mentioned a few weeks ago. Doji touched on the blue Tenkan Sen, and after this, it's up now. So to me, it's bullish momentum, but it's just that the resistance is quite strong. So if I check the daily time frame with that in mind, I see that the market has been resisted by the ascending trend line, the yellow trend line. So I think from here, the market forms a P wave, or the market ranges, and see which way it goes. At this moment, I think it's more like a bullish market. So I think most likely the market breaks the resistance and reaches to 1.1574. And if that's the case, we have about 118 pips of room to trade. So Euro USD could be nice once the market breaks that resistance, is my opinion. Yeah, so that's the first thing I wanted to cover today. And the next one I want to cover is, let me see, Euro AUD. Euro AUD is also up up and bullish according to the weekly time frame, simply because the price is above the Kijun Sen, and the Kijun Sen itself is up now, and the Senko span is up, and the Chikou span above the candles. So it's bullish. And also, just like Euro USD, 4 weeks ago there was a doji reverse, and it touched on the Kijun Sen, and it's reversed. So at this moment, buy is the right direction to me. And with that in mind, if you look at the daily time frame, then the price is exactly within the Kumo. And the Kumo itself is now flat and bearish. In my color setting, this gray Kumo is bearish Kumo, and the dark gray Kumo is bullish Kumo. And this is where the Kumo twist happens. It's more like Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen are within the Kumo, and Chikou span touching the candles. So in this condition overall, simply speaking, it's range. And when I say it's range, it means we can't really tell which way it's going. It could go up from here, but it could go down from here. The chance is 50-50. And in the 50-50 chance, you never want to enter the market. So yeah, Euro AUD is bullish according to the weekly time frame, but the daily is range. So that means we better wait for the market to break the Kumo bullish, or at least the previous resistance level, which is 1.7708. I think once the market breaks the resistance level, then it comes above the Kumo, and the bullish trend continues. So if that's the case, it's nice. It's a nice bullish market. And this level, again, 1.7708, was the previous supports. So that means this resistance level is quite strong. Again, considering the weekly bullish trend, once the market breaks the resistances, I think it goes really fast. So I am waiting for the buying opportunities on Euro AUD this week. So that's my other analysis. I like how price action has been developing here. Previously, between 9th of May Friday and 12th of May on Monday, there was a small gap between the candles. If you can see here, and this gap is actually filled. When you look at the future candlesticks, it's filled, and now it's going up this way. So candlesticks has been taking a big part, especially with Ichimoku, but this market is also showing a nice bullish momentum in this perspective as well. I mean the gap perspective also. So Euro AUD looks nice. So that's another market I wanted to mention today. Okay, today let me check some comments and communicate between myself and the viewers and continue this live analysis. All right, General, good to see you. Thanks for joining. All right, Gan, good to see you too. He says, hi Kay, good evening. I would like to request a suggestion on if dead cross above Kumo, but both Tenkan-sen below Kijun-sen and pointing up Senko span 1 angle show above. I really want to see the chart, exactly how it looks like. So if you can send me the chart by email that I shared just earlier on the chat, that'll be great. Yeah, because it depends on where the candlesticks are and whether the Chikou span is above or below the Kumo or the candlesticks. I'm not really sure about that. So if you have some chart examples, then please share that by email. All right, hello Tony Gold, good to see you. Thanks for joining. And Win, good to see you too. Ajit says, hi Master, 4th and 5th of June, USD was trending as per daily Ichimoku, but it was choppy in lower time frame. I lost two trades. How to avoid such situation? Please advise. Right. I also took a trade on USD live last Thursday after the YouTube live stream, and it ended up with a small loss because it retraced. And whenever it's retraced and the market becomes choppy, the best option is to stay away from that pair and choose another pair to trade. Because we have so many other pairs you can choose. So it doesn't have to be USD. So if you have consecutive losses, especially that day, USD was quite choppy. USD initially, if you check the strength chart, was bearish, was down. USD strength itself was weak. And then later on, it gained the strength. And that's why not only USD but also the other USD pairs were choppy last week. So when it's choppy, simply stay away is my advice. You never want a revenge trade, or you never want to stick to like one pair to win back the losses. You can be flexible. Or simply you can come back next week and look for completely different trends. And that's also better to do. Okay, and losses are the part of the process. So without the losses, you won't be able to win. Losses are like the costs. So unless you pay, you don't gain anything. So losses are okay, as long as it contributes to your future winning trades, and also as long as you learn something from there, then that's okay to lose in order to get returns. Okay, let me check some other comments. KOM says, hi K, silver better than gold now. Can you focus it? Sure, let me check silver today. Okay, and theory, hi K, possible to have your opinion on dollar index. Okay, let me check that one too today. Okay, so let me pick one more pair from the Forex market, which is pound USD. Pound USD has been quite strongly bullish, and it's now reaching, hold on, let me delete these lines. It's now reaching to 1.3752. And the reason is because the Kumo itself, after twisted, is bullish continuously. And Kijun Sen is about to break the Kumo as well. And the Chikou span has been above the candles. So this exactly here is when the Chikou span breakout happened. And ever since, it has been bullish. And Tenkan Sen is up also. So I don't really see any bearish signs on this one, but rather it's bullish strongly. So we can also focus on pound USD to trade this week. So that's also a nice market to focus this week. The resistance is 1.3752, and we have a room of about 160 pips to trade, which is quite enough. So yeah, pound USD also looks nice. We have lots of like a potential resistance and support breakouts these days. So looks like these are the timings before we see the major trending markets. So that was pound USD. So now let me go to commodity. And first, let me share my analysis on gold. Then I cover silver as well. So for gold, it's still bullish as far as the weekly time frame, as the price is still above the Tenkan Sen and Kijun Sen and the Kumo, and the Chikou span is above the candles. And it has been ranging for the last few weeks, and last week closed with a pin bar. And pin bar means long wick on one side and very tiny body. So that's a pin bar. So when you see pin bar, then if the market breaks the pin bar bearish, in that case, the candlestick looks like this way, and that's the start of the downtrend. So if this week candlestick closes like this way, then I think it comes down to Tenkan-sen, and also it can even come down to Kijun-sen. Sell becomes the right direction. But if the pin bar breaks bullish, then that means it's a sign of the continuous bullish trend. And I think the market reaches all-time high again of 3,500. So the bottom line on this one is to wait for this week's candlestick close. So that's gold. But so far, to me, it's still bullish. It's up since the price is simply above the Tenkan-sen. Tenkan-sen shows the short-term market momentum. Kijun-sen is showing the mid-term market momentum. And the Senko Span B is showing the long-term market momentum. So when the price is simply above short-term, mid-term, long-term, that means all the participants are now buy biased. So that's why I say I don't really see any sign of the retracement in this market. Okay, so yeah, next one I want to cover is silver. So XAGUSD. I don't really trade silver, but let me check. Oh yeah, looks nice as as KOM mentioned. You broke the resistances 35.0, and was this all-time high? It wasn't actually, but if you zoom out all the way, then the previous resistance was here on 35.4. So let me take out the other lines since it may be confusing. And right, so now the price is above the previous resistance and also the previous flat Senko Span B part. So that's bullish at the moment. And the next target, simply based on the previous resistances, is on around 37.49. And once it breaks, it goes all the way to 44.235. But that's ultimate target. Along the way up, there should be some ups and downs or some retracements. But that's the long-term viewpoint. So now the weekly chart closed above the previous resistances and seems like it's bullish. However, one thing is that the Kumo shape. When you look at the distance between Senko Span A and Senko Span B, it's really narrow. And simply, this means overbought. So that means this week, it's either the market goes up all the way to 37.497 and retrace, or it start to consolidate from here. It start to be range from here. Whenever you see the think more like this way, then it's either one of these. And Chikou span has been above the candles. Again, the price is above Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen and Kumo. So buyers are dominant over sellers. But since, again, the Kumo is thin, sellers can come anytime. And whenever buyers see sellers coming, then they tend to give up. So sellers may push the market down, and it may come down to Tenkan-sen or Kijun-sen again through Ichimoku perspective. So again, the bottom line is that if the market continues up, then you follow until 37.497, and once it happens, it tends to happen very fast. Within a week, the market may reach that previous resistance. So that's the silver analysis. Kumo shape itself is really, really powerful. Whether Kumo is thin or thick, or whether the Senko Span A is above or below, or within, the previous Senko Span A level, or whether Senko Span B is flat or up or down. It's all different situations. It's showing in long-term perspective. So that's silver analysis, XAG/USD. Okay, now let me move on to index. So first, let me cover NASDAQ. Okay, NASDAQ weekly time frame is now bullish, and it looks like it's reaching all-time high of a 22,218. That's a target for now. After the market retraced all the way and broke Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, and even Kumo, the market technically came below Kumo, and then it retraced and bounced all the way back, and now it's way above Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen. However, I also still think that this is overbought from a weekly perspective, because I mean, yeah, it's not overbought, sorry. Overbought is like in the lower time frames, but as far as I say this weekly time frame, I don't think buyers will follow. Buyers are going to follow the market momentum bullish. And there are multiple reasons. One is the Chikou span touching. That means it's 50-50 equilibrium between the buyers and sellers. And also Kumo is not twisted yet. If the market breaks and renews higher, then Kumo has to twist. But still, it's bearish Kumo. So Senko span A needs to come above the Senko span B. Then the bullish trend will become more continuous. And plus also, there was a Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen are still dead crossing. And they're about to gold cross, but still not happening yet, technically speaking. So from the reasons, even if the market reaches 22.218 level, sometime this week, it may retrace and continue down. So that's NASDAQ analysis from the weekly time frame perspective. Okay, and now let me cover dollar index. Okay, here is dollar index, DXY, weekly time frame. As I mentioned a couple of weeks ago or a month ago, I think, this is called a Y wave. Y wave means expanding wave, higher highs and lower lows. And if you put one line horizontal like this way, then it becomes the shape of the Y. That's why in Ichimoku it's called Y wave. But within the Y wave, it's tricky. It's going bearish, and I think it will go down for the next few weeks. And as soon as it touches, the market tends to retrace from here. So when it happens, then you may think that the market breaks the resistance or support of 97.934 area. And you may want to jump in and sell, but you never want to do, because it's Y wave. So it's better to wait for the breakout of the Y wave, or ideally wait for the reverse in the wave after the breakout of the Y wave, and that's more trustable trading opportunity. And this applies to any market and any time frames. Y wave is the pattern of the candlesticks and the waves, and this also means a lot in Ichimoku analysis. Okay, so that was the DXY analysis. Okay, so now let me move on to cryptos and BTCUSD. I don't really trade cryptos, so this is just for your reference, but Bitcoin weekly time frame shows its range because the price is, I mean, the Chikou span is almost touching, and Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen are flat, and the Kumo is also flat. So in terms of the direction, there's none. So the chance for this price to go up and down is 50-50. And again, if you trade on the 50-50 chance, it's a gamble. So you never want to do that. You prefer to wait for the market to become higher probability towards either direction, then you decide and follow that direction. So since there's no direction on this one, it's difficult to trade. It actually reached all-time high of 112.073 a few weeks ago, and now it's a bit retracing. So I don't really see any strong momentum here on BTCUSD. So yeah, that was my analysis on this one. Okay, let me check some more comments. Again, good to see everyone. Thank you very much for joining. It's 8th of June on Sunday. I'm here to do the weekly forecast. Okay, yes, again, please. Yes, please share your analysis through email, and that'll be great. Okay, Felix says, Mr. K, I have a question. What Forex broker do you use and how long you use it? Thank you. I have been using XM for a long time. Ever since I started my Forex in Japan, I have been using XM. Well, technically speaking, in Japan, it's called XM Trading. And technically, xmtrading.com and xm.com are different. Sorry, different. Because of the Japanese regulation being a bit high, xmtrading.com is more like highly regulated broker than xm.com. But when I get this question about the broker, I always recommend to do your own research, because in my situation, my broker could be the best, but depends on the countries and regions. The rules are different, so the best broker could be different too. So I always recommend you to do some research, which broker is good on your region. Okay, let me see. General says, oh wow, that's interesting about the short term, mid term, and long term. Yes, Ichimoku is all about the terms. It's always short term, which is 9, and mid term, which is 26, and long term is 52 in Ichimoku numbers. Depends on where the price is at the moment. You can really analyze at a glance whether it's a bullish, bearish momentum. Okay, hello AK, good to see you. And Theory, good to see you too. You're welcome about the analysis on DXY. It's an expanding Y wave, so better be careful on the support level breakout. Okay, hello boss, good to see you. Thank you for joining as well. So yeah, that's basically my analysis among the markets. Looks like, yeah, so far, I think the markets, especially Forex markets, are choppy. So in this case, I think that requires some patience to be able to trade and also follow the rules. But there's always an opportunity in the future. Even if it doesn't work now, there's always opportunities in the future, and that's when you make profits the most. So it's important to remember that we're not here to make profits every day, but we're here to make profits in the long term based on the monthly performance, monthly time frame, time span. Okay, let me check some more comments now. Frederico says, Master K, is insane how time cycles was almost respect on pound JPY on the previous analysis you passed on the past week. Oh yeah, time cycles on pound JPY. Yeah, I did this based on the daily time frame, but yeah, let me see if I can pop that one up. Yeah, like this one. These are time cycles, and it's continuing now. Pound JPY time cycles. You have the cycles between the highs and between the lows. And time cycles are actually to capture the market patterns. When the market touches the resistance and when the market touches the support. So this when analysis is quite critical, and it's something unique in Ichimoku. So yeah, now it's forming ascending P wave. So I am expecting the price to break. And once it breaks, it goes up to 198.58 or 85 or 86 level. That's a target for now. Yeah, when you study time cycle and master time cycles, then you're able to capture the target in time. And that's really helpful in terms of the trade psychology, because you know until when to wait or until when to keep holding the market. Okay, yeah, so let's see. We have some other markets that are interesting also. Interesting in terms of the new direction. Oh yeah, regarding the USD last week, the market was touching the ascending trend line, and that's why it retraced a little bit. It was a bit tricky situation, but it's always better to zoom out the market and see how many touches previously. The more touches you have on the trend line of support or the resistances, the more the market tends to be resisted or retrace from there. Yeah. Okay, let me see. Hi boss, good to see you. I was wondering if you could go over the indices NASDAQ, Dow Jones, and the metals, gold and silver. I already covered NASDAQ and gold and silver. So if you can check the archive, you can see my analysis already. Yeah, silver was quite interesting. It broke the resistance, but seems like it was a bit overbought. Yeah. So yeah, the markets are a bit choppy these days, especially the pairs on my watch list. But after these choppy markets, there's going to be always a huge trending market. So, but the thing is that we never know when the next huge trend happens. So until it happens, we need to keep planting the seeds. We plant the seeds, and if it doesn't sprout, it's okay. You just carry on until you see the sprouts. And when you see the sprouts, then you focus and you plant more seeds, and you get more sprouts and more trees and more fruits. You get return. So if you plant 10 seeds and only 1 or 2 sprouts are okay, but if this only 1 or 2 sprouts produces more than 10 seeds, then you win overall. And you continue this way. Sometimes you get 11 seeds, sometimes you get 20 seeds, 30 seeds, 100 seeds. Depends on the condition. How many seeds, how many fruits you get will be different. But you better always keep trying and keep planting the seeds, because we never know which one sprouts. Yes. Okay, Frederick says always about time cycles. It's better to pick high to high and low to low, or consider high to low, because I noticed high to low to low seems to respect it more. What do you think about it? Yeah, well, high to high, low to low is good to start. And that's what I share in YouTube, because it's more simplified version of the time cycles. But yes, there are time cycles on the high to low or low to high also. So we have the wave theory, right? Wave theory means, let me put this one blank. Waves are either I wave or V wave or N wave, right? So these are Ichimoku basic waves. So time cycle, what I'm doing, high to high and low to low, is this one, the V time cycles between the highs or between the lows, right? It's V cycle. But as we mentioned, there is cycle from low to high or high to low also, or N wave cycle is also happening. If it's bullish in the wave from here to here, can be 26 or 33, 42, or reverse in the wave also happens as cycle, and here, here. And it's all about the combination. So sometimes you see, let's say, I wave 26, and then reverse in the wave 26. But it's also the cycle. Here and here, 26 and 26, right? Or V wave. Let's say when you see V wave, oops, sorry, when you see the V wave, 26, from here to here, 26, and then from here to here, also 26. This is what I share in YouTube mainly. This between the V wave time cycles. But yeah, there are so many other variations of time cycles. Yes. Yes, Federico, good to see you. Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. Mastering wave candle. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. Abdul, good to see you too. Thanks for joining as well. Vijayant says, can you check a chart of Godrej Industries? Is it one of the stock markets? Let me see. I'm just curious how this one looks like. Godrej Industries. It's this one. Okay, it's in Indian stock market. Okay, weekly time frame is bullish now. It's renewing higher. Looks like it's all-time high. But Kumo shape is too thin, so it's overbought. I think the market has to retrace and goes this way. So it's risky to buy at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, there was a retracement. It broke the Kijun Sen and then went above the Kijun Sen, and now after that it broke the Kijun Sen Tenkan Sen again and went all the way down to the Senko Span B, but it was nicely being supported by the Senko Span B, and then went up above the Kijun Sen, and ever since it has never broken the Kijun Sen bearish. And Kumo is very thin. It's reaching, it has reached 1400 almost. So yeah, I think from here the market retraces to here, around 1.243, sorry, 1,243, then up. Yeah, I think this is what's gonna happen in my opinion. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot to do the Nifty chart. Okay, let me see. Index and Nifty 50. Here is the weekly time frame. Weekly is still ranging as per Ichimoku because the Kumo itself is not twisted yet. This one is still the bearish Kumo. So Kumo has to twist. It needs to twist for the next bullish momentum. And however, Chikou span is now above the candles. So initially the market may break 25,120, which is the resistance of this inside. Initially it may break, then soon I think it retraces and ranges after this until the Kumo twist happens. And then from after Kumo twist, it start to go up to the all-time high. Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. And now Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen are below the Kumo. So it has to also be above the Kumo to become a more stable bullish trend. So yeah, I think that's the analysis on Nifty chart. But anyways, if you are an intraday or short-term trader, then you can wait for the break of 25,120, and after the breakout, you keep holding the trade. And as long as it goes, you keep holding the trade. And that will be the strategy for this one. Okay. Hello, Gabby. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. And Uday, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yes. So seems like the markets are now, stock markets are bullish, but Forex markets are choppy. Gold is ranging. So that's overall analysis. Okay. Yeah, comments on Tesla chart. Okay, let me check. All right, let me go to stock markets and Tesla. Okay, Tesla weekly time frame, it's been resisted by the Kijun-sen. There was a pin bar reverse last week. Again, pin bar is the very tiny body and long wick on one side, and after the breakout, you know, this is bearish. So yeah, the market has been resisted by the Kijun-sen, and here was also Chikou span breakout happened last week. So direction is now bearish. It may come down to the previous low, which is 215. But let me zoom out and get the overall picture now. Okay, overall the market went up, renewed higher, and this was all-time high. Yeah, the market marked all-time high on the 16th of December last year, and ever since it has been bearish until this March, and it has been supported by the Kumo. It has been supported by the Kumo here, then went up to the Kijun-sen, but it's resisted, and now it's going down to Kumo. So yeah, the bottom line is that whether the market breaks the Kumo or not is important. If the market breaks the Kumo bearish this week, then I think it comes down to the swing low. But this time, since the price closed within the Kumo, technically speaking, or on the Tenkan-sen, from here the market may have been bullish if it doesn't break the Kumo. So yeah, on this one, whether it breaks Kumo or not is a key on the weekly time frame. But I see the reversal pattern here, the pin bar reverse. So I think most likely it breaks the Kumo bearish and continue down is my analysis. Yeah, let's see. Okay, mastering, you're welcome. Yude says, why don't you refer to the volume in your analysis? Volumes I don't really check because I trade Forex and I don't really use volumes in Forex markets to trade. And also in volumes, I can tell by the Kumo shape. So I don't really need the volume indicator in this reason. Okay, yeah, so that was my analysis on some extra markets now. So today I covered Euro USD and Euro AUD and Pound USD and a little bit of Pound JPY. So yeah, we have a couple big news this week. So let's see if one of these big news can affect the markets and create some new directions. But yeah, this is the good time to really focus on backtesting practice, or you can look back your trades and find the area to improve your trades in the future. So I guess that's about it today. I will be finishing live in about 5 minutes from now. But yeah, whenever the markets are choppy, or whenever you have some consecutive losses, then my advice is simply to stay away, walk away. It's either the markets are choppy, or your timing's not right, or you may not be able to, focus, or you may be missing something. You may be revenge trading. It could be about your psychology too when you lose. So, anyways, I think that's usually the case. So, anyways, whatever reasons it may be, when you lose consecutive two times, 3 times, then don't force yourself to trade. It's better to give like a few days, and or even you can come back to the charts next week and see how it goes. Okay, yeah, so that was about it for today. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you have the great rest of your weekend, and see you next time. Thank you so much. Until I see you next time, please stay healthy, stay safe, and stay gold. Bye for now. Mata ne. Thank you so much.